Okay, so in episode 2, we're going to be talking about, in broad general details, Overwatch.
The video game. Not the CSGO hacker detection service.
So see, when a player decides to aim them.
So Overwatch, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, this retard over
I'm
here.
assuming everyone pretty much knows what the game
Disclaimer, I don't know what this game is, so while they talk, I Google.
is. So basically, it's a first-person shooter by Blizzard that everyone is hyped for.
But Daniel, isn't it just like TF2?
Isn't
Daniel,
it like a TF2?
Is it a TF2?
I've heard it's like League of Legends and TF2.
Oh, Daniel! This is what your backpack is.
Yeah.
Okay. F you, Blizzard. I bought your Overwatch backpack. Still no beta keys.
You got no beta keys.
No beta keys! What is this?
Wait, are you supposed to get like
No, I was just like, I'm showing
Free
you
beta
love.
key would purchase
in
an
a
Overwatch backpack. They just stuff like random keys in the backpack. You open it up and it's like glowing golden inside, and it's like. It plays the Zelda theme. You pull it out and you're like, Mom, I got the beta I got the Overwatch beta.
So here's my thought process on Overwatch. I haven't actually put much research into the game, but any of you guys who know Blizzard, I am a StarCraft veteran, 3,000 hours in the game, top 8 master, everything like that. Blizzard has shown zero competence with their games as of late. So okay, so here's the thing. Passion Stone was used when StarCraft players were losing their passion for StarCraft and going over to Hearthstone. So basically, Blizzard pretty much killed StarCraft out of abandonment, and then they also, I'm pretty sure they did some pretty horrible things to Diablo. And
Horrible things.
And then,
you don't want to know. We won't go into
and
detail.
then Hearthstone is just a terrible game. So, and Heroes of the Storm.
Well, why?
Heroes of the Storm.
Why comes the keyboard warriors?
Hearthstone, it's for what
Okay,
it
you
takes
can
no
be
skill.
a mentally retarded. I told this today in the car. You can be a mentally retarded autistic potato with Down syndrome and go pro at Hearthstone.
Basically,
Literally,
Hearthstone takes no skill.
the whole
And-
game is based off the luck of the draw. You just have to have basic knowledge, which an autistic Down syndrome mentally retarded potato has to be good at Hearthstone.
I just want to see a potato with spuds coming out. So anyway, Hearthstone is just, for one, it takes no skill, and then 2, it's a pay-to-win game, and 3, they pretty much, the game, I guess, when Blizzard came out with it, they kind of hyped it up a lot, and then I just kind of felt like they abandoned it.
How do you hype up the card?
It's a casual game. And
I know,
that
but-
needs to be understood. So, if
Was it designed with intentions to be
no,
competitive?
Well, here's the thing, it seemed like they really hyped up Hearthstone, and then they just abandoned it to go work.
well, that's because the community plays the game. They don't need to put a lot of
But
work into it for people to play.
how
It's a
this
casual
relates
card
to
game.
Overwatch?
How this relates to Overwatch. Heroes of the Storm also, I feel, hyped up, and then it just kind of fizzled out, and they didn't put really much into the game.
It has petered out a lot.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They ruined StarCraft by neglect, basically, and by the way, StarCraft is pretty much what
built them up.
what built Blizzard, and it's the first esport. It built esports. So when you're trying to create Overwatch, which, for all intents and purposes, Blizzard is trying to get a foot into the esports again, because StarCraft is just dying out. Not by choice.
It didn't have to die.
It didn't have to die.
They could have put in microtransactions.
They could have put in so much stuff.
Them.
But they
But
decided.
I also heard that Blizzard claims that they know what the fans want and the fans don't know what they want.
So
When was this?
So all
Blizzard very much has this attitude of our vision is the only vision.
Oh yeah.
And that's even seen with, I believe it was a
Personal
PAX East
experience
people-
campaigning for balanced suggestions on the Battle.net forums for StarCraft. I know this firsthand.
People were suggesting for Overwatch when some of the earliest betas were coming out. They were like, these weapon view models, they're a little bit too big. Is there a way we can scale these down? Because this is maybe attributing to motion sickness or just this isn't good to look at. And so people were suggesting this, and Blizzard essentially said, no, screw you. This is our artistic vision
Yeah, it's like
to have these giant view models that take up half the screen.
But relating this back to Overwatch is that I haven't played the
What's
game.
coming
None of
out.
us here have actually played the game. The issue that I have is
We have checked our emails and
Every
Blizzard
day.
I have
clients
no
every day.
faith in Blizzard that they're actually going to deliver with this game because their track record has been over the last few games that they just forget and they don't care. They neglect the community.
The only thing is we've seen them pour a lot more into Overwatch with stuff like the
No, Overwatch is
Well, yeah,
going to
that's
be one of the
because-
biggest games of the decade, for sure.
Well, yeah, because they want it to be the new esport. So
See,
they're
and
like,
I don't think they're going to abandon it. I think they've abandoned some of their other games, like Heroes of the Storm, because
They're pouring
Overwatch.
everything into Overwatch. They want Overwatch to be their next big game.
and I'm very pleased
What
with
was their first big game?
we
StarCraft?
just talked about this.
StarCraft.
Sorry, I'm watching the
StarCraft, then World of Warcraft, then StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 had that's the other thing about StarCraft is the thing that StarCraft 2 was they threw everything into StarCraft 2.
And it was beautiful.
It paid off.
And it paid off. Here's the problem though. Once it actually required, because basically the community was so hyped for StarCraft 2 that it carried the game for a long time. But then once it actually got to the point where it needed more help from Blizzard just didn't care. They just were like, oh, we got our money.
That may be part to
Of the
them being
Activ-
owned by Activision.
Yeah, well, that Activision kind of, I think, might have had a thing with ruining Blizzard to some extent.
Because that's very much the Activision mentality. Let's make a cash
And it's
cow.
kind of
Let's beat
ironic that
let's
they're
beat
coming
the
out with
shit
the
out of
first
it.
cash
Here's
cow.
how Legacy of the Void worked. What they did is Legacy of the Void. There's actually a very eloquent post by this from a forum member who said that Legacy of the Void is pretty much just a well-planned exit strategy. What they were doing was they were trying to market it for everyone. All their money to get from Legacy of the Void was from the initial sales, like the initial spike of sales right after the release, and then they did not care at all once it was released. The balance team is ghost. It's like Ghost Town, and they're not doing any really updates to the game anymore. So, I mean, as far as it's relating to Overwatch, my point is I have no game experience. I don't know, but I'm just saying that my track record with Blizzard isn't really trustworthy. So I have no idea. Because people are really hyped about Overwatch, and I'm just like, I would be more cautious about this because Blizzard has shown in the past that they will abandon things. So once again,
But they've also
StarCraft
shown
2
that when they take the time to.
they did with StarCraft 2, but then they abandoned it once it was looking a little bit bad.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, they're also showing to be like suck ups to SJWs and feminists and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something we here at the DullTorpedoFilms
We do not
show.
endorse. If you're an SJW, if
Leave,
you're a feminist,
leave, please.
get out of here. Kill yourself.
This show,
right now.
drink bleach,
Just kill
as
yourself.
this man would suggest.
Now you know.
Drink alcohol.
Die
make
a
sure
horrible
it's all
death
over
of
your
fire.
face.
And this is not a feminist friendly. Whatever.
Drink
okay?
alcohol and light a
there's
cigarette.
just too much
Yeah.
testosterone in this room for you guys.
Yeah, you can't even handle the testosterone. right
I really feel, guys, that we should get some more diversity up here and add some women
No,
to
we
the
need blind,
DullTorpedoFilms show.
albino, pansexual dwarves on this panel.
now. Yes, where are they? Bring them in now. Maybe we can get some diversity with our Doge.
How's
the- guys,
how's
the dough.
How's
bringing
the
the Doge
runtime on
in
the
the next
video
episode.
looking?
It's about 9 minutes, so we need to finish up. Okay.
Closing thoughts on Overwatch, real quick. I feel this man and I are most qualified to talk about this since the hype has been
He is
most
more
real.
qualified to talk about it than I am. I've been loosely following the game.
Oh, as a within the last 30 seconds.
He has
marker of the
informed
game.
himself.
The game looks cool as far as the cinematic trailers go.
Yeah,
That's
you-
another thing. The cinematic trailers are thumbs
Yeah,
up
but the
on
League of
fleek.
Legends cinematic trailers are cool, but you still have no interest in the game.
I know, but the thing is, League of Legends isn't a game that appeals to me regardless. But when I see a game I'm already hyped for that has these gorgeous cinematic.
Anyway, we have like
trailers,
20
Yeah,
seconds.
it's 30 to 20
Overwatch
seconds.
is going to be a good game. I can say that confidently, and I'm looking forward to playing it.
I may or may not get it just to play it with this guy, but I don't have any plans to play it seriously.
And I may or may not
I'm a
just
broken
get it.
StarCraft veteran who has no faith. I'm
And
sorry.
I may or may not just get it and let it sit in my Steam library and never play it.
It's not
Guys, just let me install
Origin!
StarCraft to my Steam library.
Origin, everybody!
No, no,
I'm gonna put Battle
It's not on Origin.
BattleNet!
Oh!
Alright, that is a great place to finish.
Thank you
guys
everyone for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.
I'm just gonna be the best part of these videos, my stupid comments.
Drew's gonna be like the one